Well, today I want to talk about the dumbest mistake I've ever made bass fishing, and when I had to really eat some crow, and hopefully I can save you some pain and agony down the road. Well, rewind back to a BASS event, an open event on Lake Champlain many years ago. In practice, I was catching some pretty good fish on a suspending jerkbait. You watch this channel, you know I like a suspending jerkbait, and I was catching both good smallmouth and largemouth. Well, I went into that pre-tournament meeting and met my co-angler for day one, and we talked about what we were each doing in practice, and he talked about the drop shot rig. And immediately my mind went off. Now you got to remember, this is the day and age when the drop shot was very new. Lots of northern deep water anglers, or in California especially on some of those big clear reservoirs, had really embraced this, but it hadn't worked through the Midwest too much yet. And I was like, I don't know, and I don't think I want to do that. And I had just tuned it out. I was like, I'm not going to do this. This guy, I'm doing something else. I'm not going to do that. And looking back at it, it just sounds so ridiculous because I drop shot all the time now. But at this point in time, I wanted no part of it. So day one, we get out there and I'm ripping that jerkbait away, and all of a sudden I hear some splashing and stuff behind me. Turn around, yep, he's got a good smallmouth. Putting it in his box, fish number one. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to focus here and grind away, and I'm ripping that jerkbait. And to fast forward here, before I had a dozen casts with my jerkbait, he had 5 fish in the box. And I will never forget the look on his face. He was trying so hard to be a gentleman, but you could just see that look like, I don't know what clown I got in the front of the boat here, but, and I tell you what, I am the one that learned the lesson. He was trying to share and tell me his experiences, and I had to basically sit down, put my jerkbait down, and begged him, say, please, can you teach me how to use this drop shot rig? And I had a limit then pretty quick as well, and the rest is history. But I guess my point here is we need to always be open-minded when it comes to our bass fishing, okay? There's always somebody that's doing something a little bit different than we are, and listen to what's going on, share experiences and stories, and don't be like I did all those many years ago and be so closed-minded to something. At least give it a shot, and if I had no luck with the drop shot, well, then maybe I would have shelved it for another day. And I still feel like I was the last angler on the planet to go ahead and embrace the drop shot rig. And from that point, I have always promised myself when something new comes out or something different that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a go and just learn about it. Doesn't mean I'm going to use it all the time, but I at least want to give it a shot. And speaking of new techniques, hey, if you want to watch that video on the Inu rig and some underwater footage that I just did recently, go ahead and check this one out right here. And make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.